I Want Answers is made possible by the Grand River Dam Authority, the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, Rogers State University, the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, Kelvion Incorporated, Advanced Research Chemicals, Bank of Commerce in Chouteau, and the generous support of viewers like you.
The Prue Rockets and the Porter Pirates are here as we continue the 7th season of I Want Answers. Hello everyone and welcome to our 7th season of Oklahoma's favorite academic game show, I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. I'm your host, Anna Berry. These two teams for tonight's show are the Prue Rockets and the Porter Pirates. This is Prue's first time competing on our show, so welcome Prue. You guys excited? Yeah. Yes. Woo, we're happy to have you join us. And the Porter Pirates, you guys have been here before, what, 3 times? Awesome. Well, welcome back. Let's start off by meeting the players from Prue. All right, so we got the team captain, senior Logan Wilson. Welcome. Then we got junior Brandon Stingle. Awesome. We have junior Aaliyah Rodriguez and junior Kaylee Gabriel. Now let's meet the players from Porter. We have team captain, senior Maddie Rigdon. Welcome. You guys can cheer each other on. We got senior Emily Snow, we got senior Drew Van Voors, and junior Cassandra Ledesma. Welcome Porter, welcome Prue. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I know you guys are ready. Are you ready, audience? Because I know you all want the questions, but remember that this show is about what I want. And what do I want? I want answers. So we begin our competition with the speed round.
Next up, it's the speed round. The speed round consists of individual answer questions worth 10 points each. The first team member to buzz in gets to answer. No conferring between team members is allowed in this round.
All right, so here we go. You guys ready? You got your hands ready to go on the buzzer? Here we go. North and south of the equator are 2 westward moving ocean currents that derive their energy primarily from what winds that blow from the northeast and southeast? Logan?
Trade winds.
Trade winds, you are correct. Here's a photo question. Please refer to the screen. The Arc de Triomphe pictured here honors those who fought and died for France in what wars? Logan?
Napoleonic Wars.
And one more. Take a guess.
French Revolution.
Well, yes, you're correct. You're correct. French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. All right. Much of New Zealand's electricity is generated from what 2 renewable resources? Logan?
Wind and solar.
No, it is hydropower and wind. Close. Name the layer of the solar atmosphere that surrounds the chromosphere. I need an answer. Logan?
Photosphere.
Corona. Nope. Okay, math questions. You all have a little bit longer. Ready? In the Cartesian plane, which quadrant has x negative and y positive? Logan?
2.
Holy moly. I don't even know what any of that means. All right. Complete the title of the most famous text on parliamentary procedure. Logan?
Order.
Yeah. All right, we have a video question from Roy Heiginbotham from GRDA.
Both of Oklahoma's major rivers, the Arkansas River and the Red River, eventually drain into what larger river?
Kaylee?
The Mississippi.
You are correct. While low explosives deflagrate, high explosives do what? Drew?
Inflagrate.
No, it's detonate. Okay, here's a photo question. This famous clock tower in London, Maddie?
Big Ben.
Was constructed in what year? Logan?
1817.
No, 1859. Yes, it is Big Ben. What is a Latin name for the period of relative tranquility that began with the reign of the Emperor Augustus and lasted some 200 years? Latin for peace, Pax Romana. Okay, here's a math question. Ready? How many cubic feet of wood is in a board with these dimensions? 3 inches by 9 inches by 96 inches. Logan?
8 feet, cubic feet.
1.5. Close. Gosh, you guys are so smart. All right. What kind of visual perception is needed to determine whether or not a driver has enough room to pass another car? Aaliyah?
Peripheral.
No, depth perception. While pieces of 8 were made of silver, name the Spanish gold coins worth 4 or 16 pieces of 8. Cassandra?
Pesos.
No, doubloons. What is the chief product of the Tennessee Valley Authority? Maddie?
Tobacco.
Electricity. This is about what woman? 72 days, 6 hours, 11 minutes, and 14 seconds after her Hoboken departure in 1890, she arrived in New York, setting a world record. Cassandra?
Amelia Earhart.
No. Nellie Bly. Close. All right. So that's the bell. It means time's up for the speed round. The score stands at 50 Prue and 0 Porter. Come on, you guys are doing great. We are going to take a quick break, but we will be right back.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
Imagine a place strong enough to weather any storm, built on a foundation of trust and integrity. Imagine sowing a single seed that makes a forest grow. What if there's a bank like that, where all your financial dreams can become reality? Well, that's my bank. That's RCB Bank.
Welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. So before we start our advantage round, let's take a minute to get to know the Prue Rockets a little bit better. All right, Prue, so we're going to start with you, Kaylee. You are the member of Student Council. One of your favorite subjects is AP European History. So if you could study abroad in any country in the world, where would you like to go?
Europe.
Europe? What country specifically would you like to go?
Italy.
You have an affinity towards Italy, and you also like to take naps. Who doesn't, right? Anyone not like to take naps? Right, awesome. Thanks, Kaylee. And now we have Aaliyah Rodriguez. Aaliyah, and you're named after the singer Aaliyah.
Yeah, I am. I haven't listened to any of her music, but I mean, I'm kind of stuck with the name.
Yeah,
so.
well, she's an amazing musician. Unfortunately, she's not with us anymore. But you've been on the academic team for 3 years. You're the VP of Student Council.
Yeah, pretty
and you
proud
play
of
the
that.
flute.
Yeah, I do. I started when I was in 6th grade, and I still dabble a little bit. But when I moved, they didn't have a band at my new school, so I haven't really been playing it that much, but I still really like it.
Don't lose it.
Yeah.
Don't lose it, because when you're my age, you're going to be like, ah. So
Yeah.
keep playing your flute. All right, now we have Brandon Stengel, and you're a junior. You're on the basketball team. And who's your favorite pro team in basketball?
San Antonio Spurs.
Why do you like them so much?
I don't know. I love their coach and I love the players, so
Awesome. Now, do you have a YouTube channel for video games?
yes.
Wow, tell us about that.
I just
You just record yourself playing video
I
games?
just record myself playing video games.
And how many followers do you have?
50 subscribers, I think.
Wow. What type of video games? War ones? Scary
Rocket
ones?
League, yeah, Friday the 13th.
Oh my gosh. I like Nintendo. Anyone play Nintendo? No? Okay. And we have our team captain, Logan Wilson, president of the student council. You're on the shotgun team. You play banjo and guitar? How did you get into playing the banjo?
I just wanted to play the banjo, so I asked my parents for it. They told me I had to learn how to play guitar first.
Oh, that's smart. Do you have a favorite banjo musician?
No, I just like it all.
You just like it all. All right, and you also got a 32 on your ACT.
Yep.
Wow. What's perfect? 35?
36.
36? So you're like almost perfect. Awesome. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Now it is time for the advantage round.
Next up, the advantage round. In this round, the teams face off by first attempting to answer a speed question. The first team that answers correctly receives 10 points and the opportunity to answer 3 advantage questions worth 10 points. After the 3 advantage questions, it's back to speed questions to determine who gets the next advantage question. The speed questions can be answered by anyone, but the answers for the advantage questions must come from the team captain.
What color predominates in the most famous painting of a youth by Thomas Gainsborough? Maddie?
White.
No. Prue? Logan?
Blue?
Yes, correct. All right, so you get your points and the advantage questions. Here we go. Elections. The method stipulated in Article 2 of the Constitution for electing the president and vice president involves what assembly of representatives?
Electoral College?
You are correct. Advantage for Prue. Whose election marked the end of the Federalist Party's power and the true beginning of the two-party system in the U.S.? You want to make a guess?
Hamilton?
Excuse me?
Hamilton?
No. Thomas Jefferson. In an election involving more than 2 candidates, the number of votes cast for the winner, if it is not a simple majority, is sometimes called a relative majority, but more often it is known as what?
Minority majority?
No, plurality. All right, it's all right. We're going back to our speed questions. All right, ready? Charles Darwin said that what 2-word concept implies that the individuals which are best fitted for the complex and changing? Emily?
Natural selection.
Yes, you are correct. All right, so advantage for Porter. Category rock. What makes up virtually the entire oceanic crust and is the most abundant extrusive rock?
Sedimentary.
No. Basalt. Oh my God. Basalt. Okay, name the sheet-like bodies produced when magma is injected into subterranean fractures that cut across rock layers.
Obsidian.
Nope. Sorry, dikes. Intrusive igneous rock forms. When magmas cool below the surface, what adjective indicates igneous rock that cools above the surface?
Coolant.
That was what you said last time. Extrusive. Something like that.
I did not say
Oh,
that.
intrusive. Okay. Gosh. All right. So we will go back to speed questions. Open it up to the teams. All right. Ready? In 1683, German Mennonites founded Germantown in what future state? Logan?
Pennsylvania.
Correct. All right. Advantage for Prue. Antonyms. What term that rhymes with humid is an antonym of humid?
Arid.
Correct. Geologically speaking, what is the opposite of aggradation?
Degradation.
Correct. What is the opposite of vasoconstriction?
You guys need to speak up. Sorry.
It's okay. Vasodilation. Darn. All right, so back to speed round. Open it up to both teams. Here we go. What is a common synonym for hemorrhaging? Logan?
Bleeding.
Yes, correct. All right. Advantage for Prue. Architecture. What type of construction is illustrated by the Parthenon in Greece and Stonehenge in Britain?
Post and lintel.
Correct. These are what kind of structures? Winchester, Pisa, Notre Dame, Canterbury, St. Paul's, Chartres.
Cathedrals.
Correct. The three main types of stress that affect tall structures are tension, shear, and what other?
Torsion.
No. Compressions. Oh, that's our bell. All right, that's all the time that we have for the advantage round. Here's the score. 130, the Prue Pirates, and 10 Porter. It's okay, we've got the Whirlwind round. You guys can catch up. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I Want Answers is made possible by the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, one of the largest, most inland river ports of the U.S. inland river system. Agricultural commodities, building materials, fuel, and machinery are shipped into and out of the Tulsa Port of Catoosa daily using a combination of barge, rail, and truck. To learn more about the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, visit their website at tulsaport.com. And also by Kelvion Incorporated, global experts in heat exchange, committed to providing quality products and services with honesty, integrity, and commitment to customers, employees, shareholders, and the global community. For more information about Kelvion, visit kelvion.com. And also by Advanced Research Chemicals, providing customer-focused solutions to basic and advanced chemical applications. ARC has a long history of giving back to our local and international communities. For more information, visit fluoridearc.com.
I love coming into the lab every day. My job is to screen evidence for DNA analysis. When I started at Rogers State University, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. But after I took my first chemistry class, I realized that I wanted to be in the lab. It does feel good to go to school and to find a direction and then wind up doing something that I enjoy. Not everyone can say that. It all started for me at Rogers State University.
I Want Answers is made possible by the Bank of Commerce in Chouteau.
Welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. Before we start our Whirlwind round, let's get to know the Porter Pirates a little bit better. All right, Porter Pirates, third time on our show. Are you guys excited to be here? You've still got time. We can even out the score, right? Cassandra, let's talk about you a little bit. You are a member of the FFA, National Honor Society, Student Council, and you're about to see a really fun concert coming up. Tell us about it.
I am. I get to see Lord in concert in March, and I'm very excited.
That is so much fun. What else do you like to do in your high school?
Well, I am part of the farm business management team in FFA, so I like to do a lot of that. It's very fun, very competitive.
Yeah, and when you're a junior, so you have 2 more years, where do you think you want to go after high school?
I want to pursue a career in criminal justice.
Wow.
So I'm thinking UC Berkeley right now.
Awesome. Have you been to California?
I haven't.
Oh, it's a beautiful
but,
state.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you like Texas, you said. That's
I
one of
do
your
like
favorite
Texas.
states. Awesome. Okay, we have Drew Van Voors. You're a senior, member of the varsity basketball team.
Yep.
What position do you play?
I don't play a position. I'm just on the bench.
You're on the bench?
Yeah.
Aw. You keep all the guys motivated?
Yes, ma'am.
That's just as important.
Yep.
Okay, are you a Thunder fan?
Yes.
Westbrook or Paul George?
Westbrook.
Westbrook, okay. You're also the Vice President of National Honor Society and SWAT. That's cool. Students working against tobacco. Tell us about that.
We're actually at the football game this Friday. We're handing out things to let people know about SWAT and free crackers and stuff. So
Neat. So check out the Porter
Yeah.
game this Friday.
Yep.
Who are you playing?
Who are we playing?
Liberty.
Liberty.
Awesome. Okay. Emily Snow, you're involved with FFA and you're the vice president.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. You're a member of the cattle grading team and meat judging team. I'm
Yes.
curious, what is meat judging?
Pretty much you judge meat. There's ID portion, and then you look at ribeyes and say how much quality they have, and then how much meat you're actually going to get from that, from the whole entire carcass, just by looking at the ribeye. So,
And you're a senior, so do you want to pursue that with your career?
not really. I could if I really wanted to, but not really. I kind of look forward to maybe possibly being on the OSU meat judging team. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks, Lemmy. And we have our team captain, senior Maddie Rigdon. You are varsity softball, soccer, and track, so you're quite the athlete. You're also with SWAT, Students Working Against Tobacco, National Honor Society, and you have participated in concurrent enrollment for 2 years. What's that?
It's like college classes that are high school credit.
Oh, neat. What classes are you taking?
Humanities and philosophy this year.
And where do you see yourself going next year?
I have no idea. OSU maybe. I want to go
OSU?
there, yes.
All right, you guys are the Polk side, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. You have been back here 3 times, 4th time's a charm. All right, so now it's time for the Whirlwind round.
Next up, the Whirlwind round. In this round, the trailing team gets to pick from one of 3 categories, and they get to choose whether they wish to answer the category's questions themselves or force the other team to answer. The team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Then the other team gets their turn at one of 3 remaining categories. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. If any team correctly answers all 10 of their questions within a minute, they will receive 10 bonus points.
All right, so the Porter Pirates, you guys are trailing, so you get to pick. We have our 3 categories: magazines, classifications, begins and ends with A.
The A.
Do you wish to pick this for your team, or would you like to give it to the Prue Rockets?
We would like to pick it.
Okay. Begins and ends with A. Here we go. What largest blood vessel in the human body
Aorta.
begins and yes?
Aorta.
Aorta, yes, correct. Name a branch of mathematics that fits this category.
Algebra.
Correct. Which compound has 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen atoms?
Ammonia.
Correct. Name the only South American country to begin and end in A.
Africa. Argentina.
Correct. Close. What North African country's name begins and ends in A?
Algeria.
Correct. What Southwest African country's name begins and ends in A?
Angola. Angola.
Yes, it is Angola. Angola. Okay. We'll let the judges decide that one. All right, so now we have the Prue Rockets. You guys get to pick. Here are your categories: magazines, classifications, prime number.
You guys want to do magazines?
I need an answer.
We're going to do magazines.
Magazines. Selects a person of the year.
Time.
Lists the top 500 companies.
Forbes.
No. Fortune. Condenses novels and provides vocabulary and humor sections.
Reader's Digest.
Yes. Selects the 50 most beautiful people.
Forbes.
No, people. For sporting fans and noted for swimsuit issues.
Sports Illustrated.
Correct. Provides products with a seal of approval.
Consumer's Digest.
No, Good Housekeeping. Features classy cartoons and articles on events in the Big Apple.
New York Times.
No, the magazine The New Yorker. Alfred E. Newman adorns its cover.
Newberry.
No, Mad. The widely... All right, that was it. That was the bell, and we have 160 for the Prue Rockets, 70 for Porter. Let's go back to a few more speed round questions. All right, guys, here we go. An ancient Roman sculpture depicts what two babies getting milk from a wolf? Logan?
Romulus and Remus.
Correct. Medically speaking, all of the substances are used as what? Novocaine, benzocaine, methyl chloride, chloroform. Emily?
Painkiller.
Anesthetics. Judges, you decide. It's correct, correct. PTSD is connected to violent events that happen to a person, such as a grim accident, a violent assault, a natural disaster, or wartime experiences. For what does this abbreviation stand, Maddie?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Correct. What leader attempted to reshape Chinese society through his Cultural Revolution?
Kim Jong-un.
No. Prue? Logan?
Confucius.
No. Mao Zedong. All right. That is the last question. That bell concludes tonight's competition. Great job, you guys. The final score stands at Prue Rockets 170 and Porter Pirates 490. So that means, Prue, you guys are our winners. First time's a charm. Yay, you won. Congratulations. Great job. Well done, both teams. You guys have been here before. You know the drill, and we hope to see you back. All right, so you guys will advance to the next round. So we'll see you again in a few weeks. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you for participating and your great energy. And thank you, audience, for joining us as we showcase the knowledge of our local Green Country High School academic teams. We'll see you next time for another exciting competition here on I Want Answers.